Violet Tense, Gantry, La Lagoon and True Jules is next. She's under the whip. Shirley's Lavina. Violet Tense in front of La Lagoon. Dragila's coming home and so is Visage, and Firm is diving up. La Lagoon hit the lead. Firm and Visage fly through, but La Lagoon wins at a half length to Visage and Firm. Violet Tense close up, and then True Jules followed by Dragila, Gantry, Speaker, Frangelica, Disco Girl, well back Shirley's Lavina and American Graffiti. Stand by for numbers. La Lagoon, ridden by Damien Oliver. He's taken the two big 3-year-old races out today on North Boy and now La Lagoon, number 4, who got into pay 480 and 190 at the jump. And we'll just check that time because it's an amazing time if it's right, 19.7. You couldn't imagine it to be correct. Second placing, number 7, Visage, ridden by Nash Rawilla. And third, number 2, Firm, ridden by Darren Gauci. The third horse has been a run. It got into some severe trouble near the 700 metre mark. It's 4, 7 and 2 official. 4, 7, 2. Fourth in was Violet Tense, number 11, and fifth was True Jules, number 1, who just had some trouble getting into clear room in the early part of the straight. A great ride by Damien Oliver getting La Lagoon home. He always had True Jules on his inside, did Damien, and he sort of just made sure that she's...
All right, we'll go straight back to Sandown. Lai, 550 Mulan Princess, 660 Tabaran, 750 Via Sinai. Trained at Grafton Via Sinai by Phil McLeod and won a race at Grafton recently with about 59.5k. Here's Ian Craig with his call of the Premier's Cup.
All right, thank you, John. The Maryland's RSL Club Premier's Cup, and it's a listed race, 54th of a series over the 1900 metres. And we've got Tabaran, Justin Sheehan aboard to come in, and the favourite Consolidator, who's 360 and 150, Brian York in the saddle. Mulan Princess. Chris Muntz aboard in new colours, Mulan Princess today, the dark blue with the white cross sashes. Mulan Princess has been purchased by Jerry Harvey. He's getting together a marvellous band of brood mares. And of course, when it's time for Mulan Princess to go out to stud to become a mum, she'll be a welcome recruit to Barrowmore. And joining those other illustrious mares. Anyway, they're set and they're off in the Premier's Cup. And Big Balbowski was first away. Able Way jumped out nicely. So did Mulan Princess, Via Sinai. And Splendid Retreater not far away, followed by the favourite Consolidator. Next to last is Questomatic and 2 lengths to Tabaran. Big Balbowski at the end of 300 metres and swinging the first corner leads about 1 length and 3/4 Able Way. Wants to over-race a little, or Mulan Princess to second. She wants to race a little fiercely here, Mulan Princess, and Able Way starts to settle now and travels third on the inside of Splendid Retreat, 2 to Via Sinai and about 3/4 Consolidator the outer, 2 lengths to Questomatic and 4 or 5 lengths to Tabaran as they race down the back stretch and go past the 1200 metres. And the free-going Big Balbowski leads 1.5 lengths on Mulan Princess. In third position, about 3.5 away, is Able Way, and 1 length further back Splendid Retreat. Via Sinai is next from Consolidator, Questomatic, and last of all in the field is the 8-year-old Entire Tabaran. They've travelled more than halfway and working onto the side of the Rosehill Gardens racecourse, no variation whatsoever. And the grey Big Balbowski leads a couple of lengths clear now on Mulan Princess, 2.5 to Able Way, 3/4 then to Splendid Retreat, being tracked by Consolidator, who's got Via Sinai shading it on the inside. Questomatic, she's second last, and Tabaran's about to tack on as they come past the 500 and prepare to swing. And Big Balbowski being shaken up in the lead, only about 3/4 of a length on Mulan Princess. Chris Muntz had a sustained peep over the left shoulder on the mare, and quickly Mulan Princess went past Big Balbowski, 2 to Able Way, followed by Splendid Retreat, Consolidator, Via Sinai not getting a lot of room, and Questomatic on the outer. Mulan Princess passes the 200, taken on by a stablemate Consolidator, and then comes Able Way. It's a Waterhouse race coming up here. The leader Mulan Princess, Consolidator won't pick up the mare, and here's a nice reward for new owner Jerry Harvey. At her first run for Jerry, Mulan Princess gets the prize. Consolidator second and Via Sinai third, and Able Way's run fourth. Then Tabaran with Splendid Retreat, Big Balbowski and Questomatic. Number 1, Mulan Princess has won the money, written by Chrissy Muntz for Gay Waterhouse and Jerry Harvey. Well, I don't know what Jerry paid for her. It's his own business, but he's at least offset of the purchase price, $47,600. Number 1, Mulan Princess by Carpstead from Madame Valletta, a 5-year-old Bayer Brown mare. She pulled up slightly sore, apparently, or slightly lame after last Saturday at Warwick Farm in the toy show over the 1400. But obviously it was a very short-lived lameness. Didn't give Gay any worries during the week. And here she is stepping out for owner Jerry Harvey for the first time, and 5.50 and 2.10, beating 2 Consolidator of Waterhouse Quinella by Masqué from Artless, Brian York at 1.60, at number 5 Via Sinai by Ivory Way, trained at Grafton by Phil McLeod, Dale Spriggs 2.40, number 7 ran 4th Able Way, and
great race, and La Zagaletta in a wide betting race, just marginally ahead of Sir Clive. Akabilk on $8.80, Scoozy Please $9.20, and Umrum $9.70. In a Flurries 11, Scenic Warrior 15, and Love's Choice 15. As we've said many times, give them a field of good horses, and punters rally to the cause. $630,000 in the win pool. More now, 6, 7, 8, as they get in. Here's Greg Miles for his call of the JJ Liston.
Just repeating that news, a very strong move for Sir Clive, who's just been loaded into the gates. It'll run the favourite on track. And might well, I think, have now taken over Tate Favouritism. Yes, it has, ahead of La Zagaletta. Akabilk, he's been fairly easy, Akabilk. There's the top numbers in the betting, 10, 4, 8. And then number 3, Scoozy Please, the winner of the race last year. Not far off a start. Native Jazz to come along. JJ Liston field. It's just about ready. Native Jazz has joined them. They're set. All clear and they're off. La Zagaletta a touch slow. Scoozy Please pinged out brilliantly. Flush got away well with Royal Voyage, and Umrum getting up on the inside, followed by Dandy Kid. And just off them in the early stages of the race then, Sir Clive getting up to be 6th or 7th now. As they settle fully, Dandy Kid moved up on the outside and took the lead about a length clear now to Umrum. Akabilk the rails in 3rd placing, closely followed by Love's Choice. Royal Voyage deep. Then came in a flurry, 1 La Zagaletta and Sir Clive. A length and a half Flushed and Scenic Warrior. They're trailed by Scoozy Please, 2 or 3 lengths to Bellow Signor, Market Price, Big Pat, Native Jazz, who's back second last, and last of all is Sky Heights. Down the side they race, and Dandy Kid by a half to Umrum, a length to Love's Choice, Akabilk, a hit away the outside to win a flurry, 2.5 lengths to the grey La Zagaletta, followed by Royal Voyage, and then Flushed and Sir Clive, a length away the inside, trailed by Scoozy Please, Scenic Warrior, Bellow Signor, well back Market Price, and a break to Big Pat, trailed by Native Jazz and Sky Heights into the straight in the Liston now. Dandy Kid being tackled by Umrum. Love's Choice wider out, and they're followed by In a Flurry and La Zagaletta. Akabilk just behind them looking for the way clear. They're across the track, and next is Scoozy Please and Sir Clive. Umrum inside the 200 now, tackled by In a Flurry and La Zagaletta. La Zagaletta letting down with a great runs, put his nose in front. In a Flurry's kicking back. La Zagaletta just the leader and won it by a neck over In a Flurry. Akabilk might have grabbed 3rd from Umrum, and Native Jazz was the big run in the race, storming home at the end of it, followed by Scenic Warrior. Sky Heights also made ground, and then Scoozy Please, followed by Market Price, Love's Choice, Bellow Signor, Sir Clive, and then there's a break to Dandy Kid and Big Pat, trailed by Royal Voyage and Flushed at the tail of the field. La Zagaletta has taken out the JJ Liston Stakes, giving Damien Oliver his first win in the race. A second victory for Lee Friedman, who scored with Mahogany back in '94. La Zagaletta, number 4, has won it in the time of 1:25.5. Damien Oliver winning the 3 big races here at Sandown today. Second placing to Win a Flurry, winner of this race in 1999, coming back with a terrific performance. And the judge calling for a photo finish for 3rd place. And 3rd has gone to number 2, Umrum, ridden by Darren Beedman. He's just staved off Akabilk.
Well, you don't get too many stallions who race as consistently as that old fella does, Andrew.
About that, very honest type, isn't he, Lee?
Look, he's been a terrific horse. I just said to a couple of guys before the race, I never say that a horse deserves to win a race, but to me, he always deserved to win a race like a Liston Stakes or something, because he's always been thereabouts, and he's been runner-up to Sunline and the Fan last year and probably should have won this race last year. So, it's a bit of poetic justice, I suppose.
He got out there probably 4 or 5 wide. There was Acker Bilk was back on the inside, couldn't get a run, but he was out there and clearly just finished too good for him.
Yeah, well, he was where we were last year, so... Yeah, I was very happy. It was a great ride. I was a bit worried early, but he pushed out under Royal Voyage just before the corner and had a lovely clear run after that.
What are your plans for the rest of it now? I mean, having won now this race at Sandown.
I just go to the Craigley. I mean, look, here's what he is. He's 6 years old. He's probably had his grand final today, but, while the tracks are soft, we'll keep going.
And as was the case with Amanda Elliott in the previous race, good group of owners.
Terrific. Yeah, Joe Throsby is one of my dearest friends, and he's godfather to one of my children, so I'm delighted for him.
Well done to you, Lee. Thanks, mate. And don't forget Racing Retro in the morning too. All right. Yes, he did remember, so that'll be great tomorrow morning. And what about the man that's on top? He's ridden the last 3 winners, Damien Oliver, and he's ridden it with La Zagaleta, beating Inner Flurry and Umrum. And what about the run? I know Greg Miles was wrapped with it. Native Jazz. I don't know whether we can pick the replay up again, John, when time permits, but gee, it was getting home really quick.
Yeah, good run. Scenic Warrior's run was pretty good too, Andrew. He was doing his best work in the last 50 metres, and Acker Bilk should have been much, much closer. But let's not take anything away from the old white charger, La Zagaleta and Damien Oliver. 4:13 and 2 across the line in the J.J. Liston Stakes. Righto, Rosehill Gardens. Rosehill with correct weight on the Premier's Cup. Mulan Princess 550 and 210. Consolidator 160. Via Sinai 240. Quinella 650.
Town in 1979. Best Western. Sir Dapper. Handy Proverb. Horses like Big Dreams, March Hare, Brave Warrior, Flying Spur, Fairway. And the favourite this year is number 1. Accelerator favourite here, 240, 130. 2 Magic Albert, 290, 150. The only other horse under doubles, 4 Evander, $6 and 170. On course here, Accelerator is the favourite in front of Magic Albert and Evander. 1,500 metres the journey of the Peter Pan, and 4 to come up here for the Peter Pan Stakes. It's a Group 2 over the 1,500, $140,000 the overall purse, 95,200 to the winners' connections. Accelerator 240, Magic Albert $3 and $5.90 for number 4 Evander. Only Z Force and Full Limit to come up. Mulan Princess won the previous, number 1, ridden by Chris Munsby, 2 Consolidator, 5 via Sinai and 7 fourth. Now Full Limit is moving into the gates and we'll soon see action. The Bankstown Sports Club Peter Pan Stakes, 1,500 metres. Last year won by Dan Defy, Brad Stewart. I'll soon be off. Still waiting on the starter to mount the platform. He does so now, presses the button, and away they go on the Peter Pan. And Participate, one of the best to bounce. Accelerator and Magic Albert both got out well. Z Force and Prince of Play are not far back, followed by the filly Hello Pamela. Length and a half away next on the inside of Vander from Pimpala Warrior, Wada Kavwasia. Industrial Sand second last, and Full Limit now drops out to the rear. Along towards the 1,000 they travel, and Participate shows the way narrowly from Accelerator the inner. Magic Albert getting a nice tag, a length and a half away third. Hello Pamela wide. Prince of Players next. 2.5 lengths then to Z Force racing on the outside of Evander. 2 lengths to Pimpala Warrior on the outside of Industrial Fan, and a couple Kavwasia and Full Limit. This is the order, working to the side and going to the 700 marker, and Participate just in front of Accelerator, a length and a half to Magic Albert, followed by Prince of Play, who's over on the inside of Hello Pamela. A couple of lengths Evander, Z Force, and then a gap to Industrial Fan, Pimpala Warrior, who's hard at it from Kavwasia. Cavoisier, and last of all is Full Limit. They race to the corner in the Peter Pan and Participate, just the leader from Accelerator. Hello Pamela's gone up swiftly. Magic Albert is going with the filly. Hello Pamela, almost 4 in line at the 300. Magic Albert a nose now, and Accelerator. Participate feeling the strain. Hello Pamela likewise, but Magic Albert's drawn clear now. Wide out is Cavoisier, but it's Magic Albert and Justin Sheehan a couple on. Accelerator and Cavoisier, but Magic Albert, this quality colt from Gosford, brilliantly home in the Peter Pan. Magic Albert from a photo between Accelerator and Cavoisier, then Prince of Play, followed by Participate, Full Limit, and then a gap to Industrial Fan Evander, followed by Hello Pamela, Pimpala Warrior, and Z-Force brought up the rear. Well, he's won it and never got out of second gear. Number 2, Magic Albert, ridden by Justin Sheehan, has paid $3.10 for the win and $1.50 for the place. Gee, didn't have a lovely run in transit, thank you. It was just made to order for him with Accelerator and Participate in the lead, and Magic Albert just sat behind them, pulled around the two of them. Hello Pamela tried to go with him as they straightened, but he burnt her off and he beat the others off on the inside of him, and he's won it and won it easily. One will get second and 6 third. Yes, there they go. 2-1-6 Magic Albert, 3-10 and 150. Number 1 Accelerator, ridden by Jim Cassidy, 130. Number 6 Cavoisier, ridden by Glenn Boss, has paid $6.30. Number 9 Prince of Play ran 4th. Quinella 340, Exacta 670, Trifecta 108.30. The first 4 $829.10. The daily double special dividend is $3 neat. Time was 1:30.11. Brave Warrior holds the race record, 1:28.37. 35.19 the sectional time, and the winner is raced by Mr. D. Walton, trained by Albert Stapleford, one of the great trainers in Australia. Doesn't have a big string, but a very astute horseman, and many were wondering, oh, Albert's backed the horse up so quickly following the up and coming last week, but he knew what he was doing. And so many of you have seen and of course heard the win of Magic Albert, and as I said earlier, he didn't get out of second gear. 2.5 lengths, short head, and what a future he's got ahead of him in the springtime. 2, 1, 6 and 9, and I couldn't offer an excuse in the world for anything else as we confirm the totes. Number 2.
Now Perito comes in. Crimson Gem and K-Miss look to be the last couple to get ready. 670 the field. Tote favourite Shelburne Lass from Tickle My, Rain Dance Lady, and then Poppet. Libidinius easy on track. Poppet, the one that continues to firm on the tote, and has also continued to come in on track. On-course favourite Rain Dance Lady. They're set now. Ready to run 1,200 metres. Set, away they go. Good Dispatch 2. Poppet was the first to break the line from Libidinius. Lungano Tanith got away well, and so did Crimson Gem and Lady Marion. Shelburne Lass is up there, and Queen Carey settling fully. Rain Dance Lady third from last, 1,000 to go, and as Libidinius landing in front of Lungano. Poppet dropped in third the inside. Lady Marion fourth the outer. Wonder Rose beat up fifth, followed by Crimson Gem. Queen Carey caught wide. Just behind these, Berlin on the inside. A length further back in the field is Tanith. Shelburne Lass, a length and a half. Dame Kath, Tickle My, Perito, and they were followed then by Rain Dance Lady, Bumbelina and Camus last. They're flying down towards the turn. Libidinius opened up 2.5 lengths. Lungano, Poppet over on the inside, and then Lady Marion pulled out wide as Queen Carey, and then Crimson Gem. Rose beat hard ridden the rails as they cornered. Passing the 400 metres now, and it's Poppet going for a rails run on Libidinius. 3 lengths in advance here of Lungano, Crimson Gem, and then Lady Marion, followed by Shelburne Lass. Passing the 200, Libidinius still narrowly from Poppet, and 3 lengths Crimson Gem, Shelburne Lass and Tickle My, Libidinius and Poppet. Libidinius the outside refuses to give in. She gives plenty, Libidinius, and gets home by a half a length to Poppet. Getting up for third, Tickle My from Shelburne Lass. Rain Dance Lady making ground, and then Crimson Gem. They were followed further back then by Berlin, Lungano, Perito, and then Camus, Lady Marion, Tanith and Bumbelina. Dame Kath as well back, so is Queen Carey, and Rose Beat would be one of the last over the line. Gutsy front-running effort there by number 14, Libidinius, ridden by Andrew Findlay. She jumped to the front, she ran along. Poppet gave her a real race for the entire straight, but in the last little bit of the race, she laid her ears back and just stride for the line with great determination, and she was able to pull clear and win by about 3/4 of a length.
Well, good luck to him. Libidinius, a gritty win, 960 and 380, 240 Poppet and 240 Tickle My. Terrific run, the top weight, making up many, many lengths. Yes, happy owners. Winners are grinners and losers can please themselves. Libidinius, 960 and 380, Andrew Findlay, the rider. Now, Doomben race 6 with correct weight, the official div, 580. Now, we'll pop over the page, 2 adamantly 980, and the others are all at long odds. All right, let's pop back to Rosehill Gardens. Joe McKinnon is about to interview a young trainer who's been winning races left, right and centre just lately, Joe.
Certainly has, and that's Randwick's Bob Pearce. Congratulations on your recent run of success.
Thanks very much, Joe.
Well, let's hope it continues for you in the next. You've got Tier engaged in the Concord Stakes, resuming from a 6-week let-up, but form last time in, sensational.
Yeah, his last 2 runs have been very, very good. I'm really pleased with the way he's going, and we've thrown him into the deep end here, but if he can race well, we know what we can measure up to in the spring.
At his most recent performance, he was only narrowly beaten in the Ramornie Handicap up at Grafton.
Super run. Yeah, super run. If he'd have drawn a little bit closer that day, he might have nearly got home.
And what about the other runs? Of course, he won the pace setter at Gosford.
Yeah, that was a great effort too. That was his first run for me that day, so it was a little bit of a surprise on the day. But this horse is improving.
Capable of beating the big guns here today?
Capable of being right in the finish here, Joe.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
All right, Bob giving Tier a good leg up here. It's at $13 on the New South Wales tote at the moment. Century Kid here is holding favouritism for the race at $3. Well documented how much, or how little luck, rather, he had last start.
I know he's got his share of weight here, Joe, but he's got a kilo more than what he carried in the weight for age race the other day, the Premier Stakes. He was a certainty beat. He got any room at the straight the other day, he would have just won. I think he's drawn out a little bit awkward today. He's going to have to still go forward a bit, but he looked tremendous in the parade. I couldn't tip past him. I was a little bit worried at the weights at first, but I'll put him on top. My numbers will be 1, 6, 10 and 7. I've thrown in as my second choice, number 6, Phoenix Park. He's first up here today, but he does go quite well fresh. Looks pretty forward, and I think from that barrier, he's going to be pretty hard to beat too.
All right. There's a host of other chances. God, we could go through them for hours, but give us a rough hope.
Yeah, well, Joe, I've thrown in number 10, Adamantly, the stablemate of number 6, Phoenix Park. He's unbeaten first up, 2 goes for 2 wins. He's got a very low weight here. His horse has always shown a lot of promise. He's trialled well coming into this. I expect him to run very well. Looks very forward as well. Now, I've thrown in number 7, Lord SX. He's not the roughest. He's another one that's first up and expected to run quite well fresh. A little bit of money around to say that it can run well. One that did look very good was number 3, Belle de Jour. She's another one that is unbeaten in 3 first up goes, but you can't throw them all in. 1, 6, 10 and 7.
Now let's catch up with some of the riders of the main chances for the upcoming Group 3 Concord Stakes.
You know, she's a mare that does run very well first up. You know, she's been weighted right up to her best against the other sex, and just drawn a bit awkward. So she's going to need a bit of luck in running. But if we can have that, she's going to be very competitive.
He was unlucky his last start, Joe, so, you know, he's up a kilo in weight and back in 100 metres in distance, so he's got to have a little bit of luck from the alley, but he's done well since his last run.
I don't think there's anything between Phoenix Park and Adamantly. I think they'll probably be both very good odds, and they'll both take a power of beating. It's a hard race. It's a really good field. A lot of these horses are heading for the Epsom, as my 2 are, and he'll be right there. They'll be both be right there. You definitely should be backing both of them.
I actually rode her in a gallop the other day, and gee, she worked good. And you know, we'll just ride her quiet like we did in the slipper, and you know, I'm sure there'll be a lot of speed up front. So we'll just have the last crack at them, and you know, she'll be thereabouts.
Well, a few leg ups there. Good to see Spinning Hill back, one of Australia's best race mares. You know, she was beaten only 3.8 lengths in the Stradbroke Handicap, and yet she was placed officially 9th. And before that, she'd run second to Falvalon in the Doomben 10,000. Terrific mare from the Guy Walter stable. Okay.
As you are coming up now, Spinning Hill. This is a very, very good field. Natois, Matter of Honour, Lord Essex and Knickerbocker Kid coming in. A bigger percentage of these are all resuming, including Matter of Honour, who has been gelded since he last raced. This race is worth $100,000 all up. $68,000 is the winner's share. Lord Essex now with John Hawkes coming forward. Rodney Quinn in the saddle. And Natois will see the line complete. Yep, they're all there now. Field of 14 in the Canterbury Hurlstone Park RSL Club Concord Stakes, 1100 metres. Phoenix Park is the inside runner. Set to go. They're off on the Concord. Beautiful start too, and actually Matter of Honor got the best of it. Phoenix Park jumped out well. Marwin Gold will head the pair. Century Kid wide, and next followed by Stan Zag adamantly, and then Lord Essex Progress, Belle de Jour, Pride and Power. A length of Spinning Hill, Tier, Knickerbocker Kid, and Old Natois whips them in down past the 750, and the flying Marwin Gold put 2.5 Phoenix Park. A length the Matter of Honor, then comes Century Kid, another 2.5 to Stan Zag. Adamantly on his outside from Lord Essex Progress, Belle de Jour, Spinning Hill, Tier, and then Natois and a good margin, Pride and Power and Knickerbocker Kid. They're well strung out, straightening up, and Marwin Gold the leader. A length on Phoenix Park, bridging the gap quickly. 2 lengths to Matter of Honor. Then Century Kid, Stan Zag followed at the head of the others by Lord Essex, but Phoenix Park hits the front past the 200, and the rider Brian York going for home on Phoenix Park. It raced about 4, Lord Essex and battling on Matter of Honor, but Phoenix Park a mile too good in the Concord. Lord Essex second, Photo third, Spinning Hill wide out and Matter of Honor. And then came at the head of the others adamantly Belle de Jour, Stan Zag, Marwin Gold, Tier. Century Kid didn't run on, followed by Progress, Knickerbocker Kid. Good margin, Pride and Power, and Natois was last to complete the course. Number 6, the winner. Phoenix Park, pardon me, written by Brian York. 4 winners for Gay Waterhouse today. Wonderful horse fresh, this Royal Academy gelding, out of a Bletchingley mare, Bletchwin. Hadn't run since the South Pacific at Randwick on $8 million day. And today he has returned a dividend of $6.50 and $2.30. Number 6, the winner, 7, Lord Essex, has run second. Number 2, Spinning Hill is third. And the official 4th goes to number 9, and that was Matter of Honor. 650, 230 in New South Wales, number 6. 350 for number 7, Lord Essex. Number 2, Spinning Hill, 320. Quinella, 27.90. Exacta, 77.80. Trifecta, $650, $2.30. The first 4, 6, 7, 2 and 9, 9,821.40. The Magic Albert Phoenix Park Daily Double, $19.40. Special Div, $3. The time was 1:03.21. Race record to Just Awesome, 1:02.71, but a very fast 33.94 for the last 600. Gee whiz, the best for the last 600 this afternoon has been 34.67, clocked by Royal Circle, and this fella's gone 33.94. Great win. Phoenix Park, raced by MB Christian, SF Beasley, Iron P Chambers, J Bongiorno, J Atkinson, R Brott, and D Smorgan by Royal Academy from Bletchwin, and scoring a brilliant win. Great return by Lord Essex, a scenic gelding from Darling.
Horseman watching the close-up of that winner coming back, you're probably wondering how he could win looking as fat as that. Joey's always been a roly-poly horse. That's him.
He's a giant, Phoenix Park, and he slayed them today.
Yes, well, there's certainly a smiling Brian York. You know, you've got to remember that there was nothing much between this horse and Assertive Lad. Assertive Lad came out and won a Doncaster. I've set this race for this horse for the Epsom. I told the owners this week. They said we've had an offer to buy to sell him. I said, well, give away the Epsom. I said the horse will be very competitive in the Epsom.
What a great trial for the race today.
Absolutely. This was an Epsom field. The horses in here will all be going on to the same gold. I couldn't be more delighted with the horse the way he won.
Gay, 4 out of the 7 races you've won today. Congratulations.
Yes, it was very pleasing. The horses are racing very well. As they said in the paper, we're in a purple patch.